Hey everyone, this is DW's Darius, and welcome to another day in the fish room. So today I want to talk a little bit about the fish that come from Petsmart and Petco. So we all know that these are two of the largest chain aquarium stores in the US. I'm going to be categorizing both of these stores on the same level, just because from my experience they pretty much are identical. They sell the same variety of fish, the same quality of fish. The only difference being that Petco has a saltwater section, while PetSmart only sells freshwater. But yeah, these two stores are extremely common, very known. I'm sure most of the people, if not everybody watching this video, have had some experience with these two stores. And you know, there's a lot of negative feedback about these stores. You could go on YouTube and you could watch a lot of walkthroughs showing the terrible quality of certain PetSmarts and Petcos. You can also go online and read a lot of bad reviews. And just overall, when you think about these stores, it's kind of like the last place you think about when you're planning on buying aquarium fish. Now, while their stores may not be in the best shape, and while their employees may not have any knowledge or experience with the animals that they're working with, does it really mean that we cannot buy fish from these stores? And if we do buy fish from these stores, does it mean that they're going to be less colorful, less active, or just overall less enjoyable? Well, today I want to give you guys an update on some of the fish that I purchased from Petco and PetSmart over the years. Right now they are all adults, but I want to give you guys an update on these fish to give you guys a look at me and my experience with these PetSmart and Petco fish. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get top of the line quality from Petco or PetSmart, but what I am saying, it doesn't mean you have to get terrible quality from these stores. Now, there are certain fish I will never buy from these stores, fish that really depend on genetics like flower horns or Malawi peacocks, just because these fish, it really depends on where you get them from in order for them to look good. And I know that Petco and PetSmart, they share the same distributor, and their distributor is pretty basic. So if you want stuff like that, flower horns or certain cichlids that is just going to have just the absolute best show quality, then Petco and PetSmart may not be the best option for you. However, if you're just looking for a nice fish to enjoy that's not in any competition, it's just a nice pet, then it's definitely not a bad place to buy aquarium fish. So we're going to be going around the fish room and taking a look at all the fish that I purchased from Petco or PetSmart, and we're going to be deciding if any of these fish were a bad buy. So to start things off, we're going to be taking a look inside my 125-gallon African cichlid tank. In this tank I have a couple of old fish from when I first got started in the hobby. And you know, when I first got into the hobby, Petco and PetSmart was my main place to shop. So some of the old timers in this tank originated from Petco and PetSmart. So first on the list is my trophiest boy size cichlid. I bought him from PetSmart 5 years ago again. And take a look at him. I love the deep blue in his face. I love the yellow bar, and if you look close enough you can even see some blue along the fins. And I think that this trophiest boy size cichlid is the same quality, if not better. I'm not going to go that far, but he's the same quality as any other trophiest boy size cichlid that I've seen on YouTube, and he's definitely an enjoyable fish when he's not being too aggressive. And this guy came from PetSmart. I have video of this guy from when he was still with his juvenile coloration, and he's a beautiful fish. Next, in the same aquarium, I have a frontosa cichlid that I bought maybe about 4 years ago. Once again from PetSmart, I think it was 30 bucks. And take a look at this guy. This guy is almost the dominant male of the aquarium, 6 going on 7 inches. It did take him a long time to get there, but nevertheless he is there. And this guy is a stud. In my opinion, he looks just as good as every other frontosa cichlid, and he's just very enjoyable. Next we have a yellow lab cichlid. Now this guy was actually born in the midst of my fish keeping experience. I bought both his parents from Petco, so he has Petco bloodline. Now I will say that I have seen better yellow labs. This guy is a male, and I've seen some males with a thicker black dorsal fin. His really isn't that thick, so I will say that his quality isn't as good as it could be, but his personality is definitely there. Definitely an awesome fish to watch. I love his bright yellow, and this guy is pretty active and fun to watch. He liked to fight his reflection a lot of times, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I will say that this guy isn't top quality when it comes to yellow labs. I have seen yellow labs with a nice thick black dorsal fin, so that is his one disadvantage, and I guess it's from being of Petco bloodline. Now there's one more fish in this aquarium that came from Petsmart, but this fish is very shy and timid, so it is going to be tricky trying to get it on the camera. So a couple of years ago, 5 to be exact, I went to Petsmart and I picked me up a clown loach. A year later I found out that these fish are schooling fish, so I went and picked me up a school and I added all of them to my African cichlid tank, and my original one, just wouldn't stop growing. And here we are today. The bigger these clown loaches get, the more shy they become, so I rarely see it, but this fish is 10 to 11 inches and it's definitely one of my most prized fish. You know, in this hobby it's very rare to see a clown loach that size. Not only is my clown loach 10 to 11 inches, but mine is very fat and healthy looking, so it's about 6 inches tall. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some fish food in here and we're going to see if we can get this fish to come out. So yeah, once again, this fish came from Petsmart. And no denying that this fish was one of my best buys and definitely one of my most enjoyable fish. Next we're going to take a look inside my 40-gallon reef aquarium. In this tank I have a pajama cardinal, one of the first fish added to this aquarium, and he came from Petco, and really don't need to say much. This fish is absolutely gorgeous and definitely not a bad buy. Now so far in the video you may have heard some strange noises coming from the background, and that is because in my neighborhood they decided to dig up all the streets and replace the gas pipes, and this has been going on now for about 2 weeks. So this video and a couple of my other videos has these weird noises in the background. I'm trying my best to block out as much of it as possible, but in case you're wondering what's that sound, that's the sound of machinery and construction all around my house. Now let's continue. So next we're going to take a look inside my 75-gallon planted aquarium, and we're going to be looking at my Denensen barbs. Now these are some of my most prized fish. I love how beautiful they are. I love their movement. They were just featured in one of my recent videos, and just no denying that these are some very enjoyable fish. And once again, I bought these from Petsmart. Now these are some of the fish that I only buy from Petsmart, and the reason for that is because these fish are pretty expensive. You could buy an individual anywhere between $14 and $20. However, sometimes at Petsmart you could get a sale for $7, and that's the reason why I always wait for those sales. And I have 2 adults in this aquarium, I have 2 juveniles, and over the weekend I plan on getting a few more, so I'm going to have a nice colony in this aquarium. But yeah, no denying that these fish are extremely beautiful. They came from Petsmart, and I think that they're just about the average quality of torpedo barb that you're going to get from any fish store that you go to. Next in this tank I have a 55-gallon low-tech planting tank, and in this tank I have some platies. These I bought from PetSmart about maybe 2 years ago. They're looking good, they're in good shape, and definitely not a bad buy. After that, I have in my 210-gallon aquarium a Raphael catfish that is about 5 inches. This is also one of my older fish, bought them about 5 years ago. Now these are one of those fish that you put in your aquarium and you just never see unless you flip over a rock. So this guy is extremely nocturnal, and I'm just not going to be able to get him on camera, but he's in there and he's about 5 inches, and he looks pretty good. To finalize this update, we're going to take a look at my backyard koi pond. So in this pond, all the goldfish, they originated from PetSmart as feeders. I bought them a couple of years ago, and now they're all 6 inches and larger. They all have nice long flowing fins and just look amazing. And that includes Goldberg goldfish, who was recently living inside my 29-gallon Hillstrom aquarium. He's doing awesome as well. I also have some koi in this pond that originated from these stores, one of which you see right here, nice orange color, one of the oldest koi in the pond. I also have a female that is nice and metallic in color. And then lastly, I have the largest of all my koi, this big grand black and white koi. And believe it or not, this guy only cost me $6 at about 4 inches coming from Petsmart, and in my opinion, definitely not a bad buy. So everybody, that's been a look at all the fish that I own that I bought from Petsmart and Petco. And let me know what you guys think about the fish that you saw today. Were they worth buying, or do you think that they are poor quality? Anyways, that's been a video. As always, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you want more, make sure you subscribe, because you already know more is coming. Now, to finish off the video, you guys know that every summer I like to add tropical fish to the pond. Let's just say it has begun.